things off with the bans. Are we going to see Thatcher removed? Probably. Are we going to see Maverick removed?
Also probably.
Probably, though. Could see Flores ultimately taken out. Could see even the likes of Carly, operator I've seen banned before. So many types of bans to come out on a map like Clubhouse because it is such an ever-changing map. But Maverick is going to be the start of this ban phase here for the defenders. They are going to take out Maverick. Yes.
Crips is not happy about that ban. Because she was the one who was maining Maverick in the previous map, straight off the bat, with him out of the equation. Funnily enough, actually, Thatcher is in the game.
Yes.
The big one. And obviously, yeah, on both sides, some gamers lost their mains. And look, for Lee, maybe somebody a little bit even closer.
Yeah, apparently Jack Lee's going to be the stepbro of the Fallen Angels family, but Mira also being banned. So both the Spaniard pair removed from play this game, at least anyway. Finishing off, Cade, most likely, maybe a Valkyrie, maybe even a Bandit, maybe something we've never seen before that is so big brain that it's going to completely... No, it's just going to be Cade. But there you go. Cade is going to be taken out of the equation, which leaves Valkyrie in play. And on Clubhouse, we have actually seen Valkyrie be quite a pivotal operator on both bottom and top floor holds. So could see some Valkyrie play here for FA, could see some Valkyrie play here for Qwacked. It's going to come down to the choices that are made by the teams ultimately at the end of the day. But right now, it doesn't seem like a Valkyrie's being brought out just yet for Fallen Angels. We will see a pretty standard top four. No, there we go. But is going to bring that Valkyrie to the party. No IQ for Qwacked just yet. But there we go. A 6-pick, though, for Butt onto the Bandit. No 6-pick onto IQ, interestingly, from Qwacked. Could see Crip switch off? No, she's going to bring Thermite instead over the Ace, which is an interesting switch. Personally, would have kept the Ace. I prefer Ace at the end of the day, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think it's more so just purely for the fact that obviously with a single charge you can open up a much bigger hole, bigger area. That's one. Two is possibly just for the sheer preference of just the gun, because you compare the M4 between like in which way does it lean more towards like either M4 or the 5.56 XI. And it kind of feels a little bit leaning towards Thermite's gun, so it feels like more so just maybe a comfort zone kind of pick for Crips T, which would explain it, and it would make sense, but we'll have to see what is actually going to be the play and the case here, because obviously with only a single hard breacher, Qwacked will need to make sure that they nail down their play, but obviously with Mons now and Thatcher, majority of the problems are going to be solved pretty quickly.
With Thatcher in play, this is going to be an interesting map. You can ultimately, I say this all the time, you can bandit trick a Thatcher, but you cannot bandit trick a Maverick. And ultimately, this is probably why the Maverick was banned out by FA. Which is here we are. We're going to see Butt ultimately going to town with that bandit tricking, and that is going to be sort of the agenda here for FA. They're going to try and deny Crips T on placing, obviously, this Thermite charge on the wall with the Zofia stuns and the flashbangs from Suicide to come out, possibly even a nade, but they're not even going to get a chance to get this wall out. However, Ticked Off will do very well fighting this first frag, but Diana's in sight. She's going to spot out Smoke and will take down Ticked Off all the way into cash. She's going to get a second for herself on the butt. Fallen, however, will take down Crips T to try and even things back out. 3v3 now, and it's almost like it's a retake here for FA.
Yeah, it is a retake, really. C4 flies in. Lee could have scored herself a frag, but right now, Mons completely unsuspecting about the position, does actually give the notification now and the memo, but the C4 from below could actually be absolutely deadly, and it will be Mons to go down. All down to Time for Pi and Diana, and right now, look, at the very least, the plan did go down.
With the diffuser on the floor, 3v2 to ensue. Fallen Angels are going to have to retake. Pi finding Az. It's a good start for Qwacked here. A lot of HP lost for both of the attackers, but a 1v1 now with Pi finding Lee and Fallen finding Diana. Fallen does have the HP advantage. Sophia is going to have to retreat to outside the main breach. With the drone on diffuser now removed by Fallen, she's got about 10 seconds left to make a play here to try and get this kill, and the defuse will spot out Sophia. No, not enough damage dealt. The pistol will be able to finish the kill, and a quad for Fallen to come out, but not enough time on the board to get the defuse in her hand. The first spray should have been enough, but the stun from the Sophia ultimately bought her a little bit more time at the end of that round. And everyone is just as meme as we were. But a big quad kill, to say the least, for Fallen in the first round, but ultimately no round in her grasp.
Yeah, bit of an unfortunate turnout there for her, trying to make the play, make the push really, but look, it is what it is. Maybe she'll get another chance because, well, it is only the first round that just finished up, so plenty of more chances to get the quad kills, maybe even an ace, and with the way how she so far played out her flank, very much that possibility still on the table.
It was very well done. They did manage to retake pretty, I would say, flawlessly, albeit losing a couple frags, but that happens. That happens when you're trying to retake into majority of bomb site situations, especially when the attackers have bunkered themselves down and really sort of set themselves up, which Qwacked really did. They did have their crosses held. They had both time for Pi and Diana set up inside that bomb site to hold on, and hold on they did for as long as they possibly could, but unfortunately did manage, well, unfortunately for Fallen Angels, didn't manage to win, but Qwacked, on time alone, did win that. Fallen Angels, if they'd had a couple of extra seconds, could have walked away with that round, but unfortunately the diffuser doesn't stop for anybody, not even God himself. And it did tick down, unfortunately, leading to Qwacked winning. But Qwacked are going to be happy with that, and if you're a Qwacked fan, you're definitely going to be happy with that. But still, round number one for Qwacked, and they are going to be bringing a relatively similar setup. They do have Mons back on that Thatcher. We do see Lee on the roaming mute. There are a lot of the Qwacked members, 3, I believe, over towards this west side of the map with a very early entry into the garage, and Lee can definitely hear this, with one rappelling up just above her, out on the CC balcony. Also now coming up rafters, she could pick herself up a frag here. Pi is going to be following a live drone. However, it hasn't spotted the mute that Pi hears, and will be able to get the shot. The Z ping did come out a little bit late there, but all the same. The frag's already been found, and Qwacked are going to find a very early pick here going into the second.
Perfect play, perfect collapse, really, and the fact that Time for Pi didn't take any damage is going to be absolutely huge, given the fact that, well, the rest of the team now very much defaulted back to the side, or rather close by to it. Fallen might try to pull off some funky stuff here, though.
If Fallen can get a kill at the top of main, this would be big for the defenders. They really need to try and either equalize or go above and beyond to get this man count advantage, because they are somewhat looking like they can do it. They did really well in that first round. They could have won it if time wasn't against them, but the C4 is going to come out, not going to net them a kill. A little bit of an early call, unfortunately, on that pre-place, but Sledge now will start going to work, opening up that floor, and AJ's also going to swing on down and pick up Fallen as well, just to add insult to injury. Finds that kill on top of, obviously, using her utility nicely as well. Will now start going to work inside of the kitchen, opening up some more vertical holes here for Qwacked to sort of play off of. And FA do have a pretty tall task now, trying to hold on for the remainder of the round. Obviously a 3v5. They do have smoke available. They do have a C4 from Butt. Whether or not it has already been used, I'm not too sure. But they do have a lot of information they're going to have to try and counter here. Mute is on the board, but...
See the foot! Oh no.
Oh, Time to Buy will spot the foot. No spray down to come yet. Only 40 seconds remain.
Yeah, look, this is still a pretty good time for Fallen Angels, but right now the fact how clinically they were all cleared out is absolutely huge, really, here. Even if they do suffer a few losses here, this could be very huge already. That's the bandit goes down. Now if TikTok does manage to score a double, this could be big, but no, she won't be able to really score anything, really. All down to the Jaeger, even he can't do anything, so round 2 very much goes into the hands of Qwacked, even more so than the first round. And look, overall, this is a much cleaner game from Qwacked, which feels like maybe map 1 was a bit of a warm-up for them.
We did see Qwacked struggling on the defense side of things, but now that they've managed to sort of had their warm-up, there you go. Lee's already sort of on the back foot and say, "Hey guys, you wanna chuck us a free win, possibly, maybe?" Question mark. But I mean, already we did see Qwacked struggle in that first game. Their defense sort of half was not the best that we've seen from them, albeit. However, their attack was quite literally flawless. Not a single round dropped on the sort of switch over there at the half. So Qwacked are ultimately in that attacking mindset. Whether or not it maybe is just a defender-sided thing that they're sort of not liking. Maybe they're not happy to get Reds or something today. You never know. Maybe it's just a one-off thing. But Qwacked are sort of ready and raring to go. On the attack side of things, we obviously saw them coming off the back of attack on their last game, so they're most likely going to be warm and ready to go on sort of the attacking side on the second map. So, I mean, Qwacked are definitely warmed up, and it is showing through for them. They do have more sort of concise movement. They know what they want to do, and they're doing it very, very efficiently.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb.
Yeah, 100%. They're managing to execute pretty consistently. Overall, it's a much cleaner game from them comparative to what we've seen during Oregon. And albeit it was only 2 rounds so far, so there is still plenty of time for hiccups and mistakes. Qwacked definitely look like they are very, very punctual about their clears, about their frags, and even right now hunting down Fallen, it's already like it presents a lot of issues for her.
With a large number of the Qwacked sort of faculty coming towards her on this top floor, she's going to do a little bit of damage to AJ, but if she can find a pick here, this is going to be big for FA. She does have the support of Az on the main stairs, about halfway up. She's sort of playing close by to try and maybe catch that refrag if, unfortunately, Fallen is taken out. But there is still ability for Qwacked to make both of these kills come in their way. Fallen, however, has already wasted a lot of time. We do see both Az and Fallen upstairs trying to waste his time. But as Fallen falls, she will be traded back out by Butt onto Crips. But we do see Az already falling back, trying to maybe hide inside a strip for some late game sort of big brain plays, maybe. I'm not too sure whether or not she's going to stick around that side of the map. It looks like she's sort of gravitating back towards blue. Yeah, so Butt and her, it looks like they are going to be making a concise retreat back to the bomb site. No late game flanks to come out for Fallen Angels, but a pick in both directions, losing a Thermite for a Malusi. I know which trade I'd be in favor of.
I mean, to be honest, you still have quite a fair few chances really to go for some breaches, but the fact that right now Az is absolutely activated is huge. Getting rid of time for Bar and Crips T does mean that, well, way less soft breach, way less hard breach, and whilst Diana still introduces majority of the kind of hard breaching duties really here, it's still going to be a bit of a difficult one. Plus the C4 that is being prepared by Lee before could have been huge, but not anymore, at least just yet. So with 30 seconds remaining, player disadvantage, health disadvantage, it's all looking very, very grim.
If Qwacked can pull this off, honestly, wouldn't be surprised. They managed to do it against Rens in Oregon. They could manage to pull off something pretty big here against FA, but it's going to come down to time. 15 seconds left for them to do something, anything at that. They're going to choose to just funnel down main. They do have a Malusi in their way. The first smoke to come out from ticked off. Completely blind, however, though. It's going to cause a bit of an issue, but with Butt finding one, Az finding another, and ultimately the third. Diana, AJ, and Mons all fall, and there you go. FA are going to find their first round. A lovely spray down from the Vigil inside of dirt. And there you go. Fallen Angels are finally going to get their foot in the door and a round on the board.
Indeed they will. Look, a very nice, solid execution. Phenomenal by the way, Sprite stands for by as, at the end of the round, managed to finally net that much needed win relatively early into the matchup. So there's still chances for a comeback by Fallen Angels. CCTV, though, is going to be the next one. Now, last time CCTV was almost a clean round from Qwacked, but a flying from Fallen pretty much nearly thwarted all of those efforts. And well, she did manage to get the frags on the whole team, but by that time, the timer has ran out. So maybe looking into this one, I'm curious to see what can be done here, because obviously it's all down to Lee to essentially delay the breach, because there's no way that she's going to be denying any of the breaches for too long with those jammers. So I'm assuming FA are straight away just adjusting for the post-breach scenario.
Post-plant, post-breach, retake is ultimately how you play CC Cash. There is a very sort of structured style when it comes to retaking on this site, and it's ultimately the way that it goes at the end of the day. You see it a lot in high-level pro play. They'll let the wall be open. They'll open the breach and then play for C4s themselves even sometimes. It's an interesting prospect, to say the least, but FA are definitely looking like they want to play for more of that retake style, and it's going to be whether or not Qwacked are prepared for it. We do see, obviously, the return of the Thermite, we do see the return of Thatcher and Diana on that Hibana, but with Thatcher in play, it's going to be relatively easy for them to clear this mute jammer off of the main wall. And with no Thatcher, no Bandit in play for Fallen Angels, there goes the wall. It's going to be opened up straight away, and Time for Pi is going to be taken out. But is going to be taken out by Time for Pi with a very strategically placed Claymore just outside the garage run out, and Qwacked already finding some good momentum on their attack. With the cross from ticked over in the garage, will be able to retake some control.
Bit ballsy.
Yeah, very ballsy.
Very ballsy, yeah. Rotation by ticked off, but on a very good timing really here. Because if she would have hung around for a little bit too long, that would have been the cover gone and pretty much the whole rotation side completely kind of cleared out. But now her position is very well known, so right now a few more drones and that pretty much could be the deal breaker. Plus, she is a smoke, so theoretically she could slow down the push that is happening, but that is going to be a very early usage of the utility. So for now, we'll have to see what is actually the play. And the moment, obviously, I switch off, that's the time she dies, but seems like a bit of an unfortunate timing for her as well. As Free Fire through the wall will be downing her, it's all down to Lee. This is a very similar scenario here, I gotta say.
Well, with a 3v5, ultimately, if they can get the res onto Az, which is probably going to be a pretty tall task to pull off if you are FA, Lee's going to start things off by taking away the possibilities of flawless here for Qwacked, and will find a pick on Demons, and the res will come through. Not too sure what has happened. Fallen, possibly a disconnect. Don't know. Maybe she's editing her sensitivities, but she's going to. There is the disconnect. The internet has unfortunately caused her to be removed from the match, and it's all up to Az and Lee now to try and clutch a 2v4. With Lee already finding one, she just needs to find 4 more. Garage is going to be where the bomb's going down. Through that hole in that cash ball, a little bit of damage is going to be dealt. The bomb's going to go down, and Crips will find Az. Time for Fire similarly finding one for herself. The bomb is on the floor, and the frags have all been got. Qwacked are going to go up where their defense didn't go so well, but their attack then sort of just cleaned up ultimately. We're now seeing sort of the reiteration of that sort of pressure. They've got that momentum. They're ready to continue on. They're sort of, they're in the zone, we should say, for their attacking half here, and they are doing very, very well from what we can see so far. Obviously, as you said, 2 rounds in their favor, 2 round differential already. We've got similarly Fallen Angels need to find some of that aggression that we've seen Qwacked pull out, because if they don't, ultimately, it's going to start costing them more and more rounds. And on Clubhouse, you don't want to be losing those rounds this early on, especially on the defense. But hang on a minute. Is this a bar stock hold that I'm seeing come out from Fall? This, I believe, is a Women's League first.
Wrong.
For this season, is it not?
No, we did see a bar stop hold last week as well, and during the clubhouse.
I miss out on all the fun stuff apparently.
Yeah.
There you go. Our second.
And it was in favor of the defense as well.
Ooh,
last time.
Spicy. So we could see some defense gaming here if FA can manage to pull this off, especially against Qwacked. That'd be pretty big.
FA still yet to call out the rehost, which is a bit concerning for them, given the fact that, well, they had the chance during the prep phase, but it seems like we are going to be going into this round with one down, which already from the get-go is pain.
It's large pain. Feels bad.
Yeah. But regardless of that, you look at the utility, you still have one of the C4s on the side of Lee, who's about to get absolutely bulldozed. Same goes for Bud, as she already took a chunky amount of damage. For time Papaya is just a matter of just holding down left click, really.
Even using a Zofia charge here could net her a double kill if she shoots both of them at the correct spot, obviously. But some pre-fires to come out through the walls, as we'll find AJ actually. She does have the LMG in hand, so a lot of bullets to shoot out. But Diana finding as finally leaves Butt and no longer Lee on low HP, obviously removed by Crips T. The pre-fires coming through. Ticked Off is the only full HP gamer left in the hands of Fallen Angels. Again, still no rehost to be called, which is a bit of a sad concept for FA, but AJ is also down. Crips T soft breaching with the thermite charge above stock. I like to see the utility usage here. I don't think Qwacked were expecting a bar stock. I really don't, to be honest, but all the same, Thermite's utility is going to be used. Going to be opening up that bottom garage double wall as well. And with a minute left, Ticked Off and Butt have their work cut out for them to try and hold off this onslaught.
Yeah, there's still quite a fair bit of work to be done. Butt is oddly enough playing a very passive game for quite far away. So whereas Ticked Off is kind of on the front line. So the moment Ticked Off gets overwhelmed, Butt won't be able to really assist her too much. So this is one of the more concerning things. Diana looking into getting into a gunfight, but right now it's actually Ticked Off picking herself a frag, or rather an injure for now, which could mean a whole lot of issues. But oh, actually Ticked Off popping off, downing another one. Technically it's a 2v2 if Crips T won't be picked up.
15 seconds to go.
If Ticked can find the planner here, this could be big, and indeed she will. She goes for a double. Crips T still down on the floor, and it's all up to Mons in a 1.
How was that a misplay?
She needs to find 2 frags, but she will find Ticked Off. And on low HP, the other defender's just gonna run and hide. There's no way they let Ticked Off get away with that. Ladies and gentlemen, very sorry for that technical issue, but we are back nonetheless here for the remainder of this second game. Finally, all the teams have managed to reconnect and everybody is back. Well, hopefully. Majority of everybody is back.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, we did suffer a loss on the side of FA with Fallen Angel. Or rather, the Fallen, unfortunately out of commission with certain technical difficulties. So, due to ruling, Fallen Angels will have to play in a 4v5 fashion, which is already a bit crippling for them, given the fact that they are on a round deficit, and the previous round they pretty much pulled off a huge severe misplay by Qwacked, which obviously did get very brilliantly punished by Ticked Off, but regardless of that, still a very huge impact onto possible morale for FA, which could have also been the matchup for them to look into, to possibly give themselves even a higher seed, or even just play for an upset really here against Qwacked.
Yeah, with losing Fallen, ultimately they're going to be at the end of a tether here. They did get that round previously at the I believe bar stock it was. It's been that long, I'm already forgetting. They did manage to win the bar stock round, which was a pretty pivotal round. Ultimately, they only won one tertiary and primary site before this, and then ultimately they take it to the site that really never gets any play in any form of competitive, but they made it work. So even if they unfortunately lose to Qwacked, which is now at a heightened possibility due to the fact that Fallen has disconnected, I'm going to give them win points in my book because they held bar stock and won it. So they get big double W points from me. But right now, obviously, Qwacked in a 5v4, they're going to be at already a man advantage and or a woman advantage, should I say. But Fallen Angels are going to resort to more of a bunkered style of play, and ultimately they have to. I mean, with losing Fallen, who predominantly is one of their main roamers, they are going to have to play a lot more reserve than they originally were, and it is ultimately going to be costing them. Where we would usually be CFA roaming and picking up kills and getting into fights and causing issues, they're now hiding in the bomb site waiting for Qwacked to come to them.
Yeah, well, Fallen as well was kind of the primary Melusi player who would be running around, who would be roaming, as would be kind of feeling occasional like a secondary roamer, or even just even sometimes taking the mantle of the primary roamer with the Vigil. No longer going to be the case. It is going to be the decision of in favor of Melusi pick more so than the Vigil, so we shall see if that will make a huge difference for as performance ultimately. But for now, going in quite confidently, wants to go and swinging in, actually goes in for a nice gunfight. That's Diana out of the equation only to get traded out, but regardless of that, the C4 from Lee managed to net herself a nice frag as well.
With only Az off the board as well, Qwacked in a 3v3 here. This is pretty big for FA so far. Obviously in a 4v4, they've done well. In a 4v5, they've done well to get it down to a 3v3, albeit at a man disadvantage. We do see Butt on low HP. Ticktoff has burnt through most of her utility, but with only 45 seconds, that's sort of what you expect from a smoke at this point in the round. But we are going to see Qwacked sort of collapsing towards the bomb site now to try and make this round go in their favor. We do still see Crips T with some smoke utility. We do also have all of the concussions, etc. 4x5. The last Toxic Babe canister to come out here for TikTok to try and block off any of this sort of push coming from Moto into the bomb site, but close with the shotgun. TikTok is going to be waiting for anyone to walk into the waiting iron sights. However, 10 seconds is going to be the main issue, but we'll find Pi. The shotgun's not going to get Crips T, who will spot out Bud as well. The Inja onto the Jaeger could net them this round. It's all up to Lee. Needs to find two. With Crips getting the bomb on the floor, she's going to find Mons, who's just chilling on top of the box inside a site, and will be able to res Buddha as well now for a 1v2.
The swing might be coming around, but Crips T just revealed her position. Swing could be absolutely deadly here right now, and another swing comes around. The SMG comes out absolutely phenomenal yet again, off a slither of HP between both players. FA come out victorious 3-3. Oh my, yeah, hello.
The diffuser goes off, but the frag comes out. I don't know, ruining Butt stats there for the round, but still a valiant effort from Fallen Angels. They have done phenomenal in the situation that they've been given. Obviously a 4v5 and still managing to net themselves around. That is very, very good effort from them, making themselves a 3-3 half, but obviously attacking now is going to be a lot harder than obviously defending, because attacking requires a lot more bodies on the board, you need a lot more utility, and it's just something that they don't have in a 4v5 deficit, and they're actually going to opt to switch off their primary hard breacher for some more soft breach, which is something that they needed, and is very well read by them that they needed to make that switch. But it looks like Qwacked are going to be bringing a very heavy roam style roster. We've got Time for Pie on the Vigil, we've got Mons on the Legion, AJ on the Mozzie. If we see a big roam come out from Qwacked here, which we definitely are going to see a SSG style roam coming out from them, with even Crips coming upstairs to add some utility to the mix, Fallen Angels in this 4v5 deficit are definitely going to be struggling a little bit in the situation that they're currently finding themselves in. They do only have 4 members, and that is ultimately a lot harder than having 5, especially in a map against Qwacked. Already, we're coming into this as the underdogs looking to take the throne away. The undefeated title was looking to be ruined, and Fallen Angels could have definitely done it with that bar stock round, but it's going to be a lot harder for them now than it was a couple of rounds ago.
Oh, straight off the bat, the player disadvantage is now being widened even more, with Mons picking up a kill onto Lee out of all the players, which is going to be a huge off. Given the fact that that's one of the soft breaches now out of the equation, still continues her roam, and the roaming game that we are currently seeing, yes, at the end this has kind of evolved a little bit further than just the kind of an expansion to the top floor. Look, for now, it is going to be just a relatively kind of a hollow kind of play, really, with the utility here for the defense of Qwacked, but that's not really what they're after. They're after some more just crisp, clean frags, and right now, FA are not really too keen on giving those away. They are intending to full-on send it through the dirt tunnel, which looks like the case, and if executed right, this could actually be quite a huge play, given the fact of just like, if we have a look, only single Diana on the side, actually. So if they're quick enough, they could cut off the rotation of Mons, and then pretty much take the armory for themselves.
We see a lot of SSG-style strategies ultimately countered from rush plays, and here we go. All 3 members are going to come on through. Butt will actually team kill, but it's all right. TikTok is there to find that kill. Muns will get the first. Butt to trade back on to the player very recently coming from blue, but Crips is going to find Butt. And a valiant effort from Fallen Angels. They made that play. They committed. Hats off, but the team kill ultimately... There you go. The team kill ultimately didn't do them... the team kill definitely didn't do them any justice there, trying to get into the site. But, I mean, FA are now possibly just going to be memeing it from here on in. We did see a Rooney tease there by Lee. She could 6-pick off of that IQ onto the Aruni, onto the Amaru, sorry, could be the choice that there we are. We're going to see that board, as well as the line from Az. So Diana now on the dock. We could also be seeing some spawn peaks from the Qwacked end of things. I think this is going to turn into more of a meme-vitational type beat, if you know what I mean, Cthulhu. I think that's what we're going to see for the remainder of this game, and fair enough. I mean, if you now can't win, why not have some fun with it?
Yeah, look, definitely it's an interesting lineup that we are seeing from FA, given the fact that, yeah, they are presented with a relatively limited options, so maybe something out of blue, kind of out of norm, is going to be the best case scenario. And look, maybe an Amaru is actually going to be a huge kind of solution here, given the fact that obviously on the side of Qwacked as well, Diana bringing in the P90 dock, with a, I believe suppressor. It's actually suppressor. I think it is a suppressor.
It is a suppressor.
Yeah, it is a suppressor. Yeah, should introduce a little bit of a slightly easier time taking certain gunfights, but we'll have to see what is actually going to be the case, because obviously Lee, for now, she does have the secondary hard breach device, so theoretically could actually help Butt to get the breaches done.
FA do have a good balance of utility. They did bring the right tools for the job, and the job ultimately is going to be trying to get in this bomb site, get this bomb down, and get some frags. But Qwacked do have a very, very good setup. They do have that utility from Mute. They do have that utility from Sweat. Here we go. Lee's going to send it in through Suicide, and Crips T's going to shut that down very quickly. The M590 to completely remove the Amaru from the round.
bit unfortunate.
Yeah, a little bit of a sad moment, but there you go. Lee has tried her best, and very similarly, Az has tried her best, with AJ finding herself a kill as well on to the Lion, leaving things up to Butt and Ticked Off. Ticked Off does have a pretty good position over AJ here inside of Kitchen. She does seem to hear the Zofia. I'm not too sure if she knows that Ticked is as close as she is. It seems like she has some clue, but has lost a lot of HP across the other side of the map as well. But here comes the swing. AJ's going to swing out the hip fire, but it's not going to connect. The C4 as well. I'm
what
not
was
too
the
sure.
idea with detonating a C4?
I don't know what the detonation was there, but kill in favor of Fallen Angels is something that they need here. If Butt could get a dock, that'd be kind of cool as well, but I don't think that's going to happen. And with a minute 20 left, a 2v4 is not impossible for FAE, but it's going to be a big feat to pull off.
Exactly. With Mons as well finding that shot onto the feet of Ticked, things are certainly going to be looking very much dire. All down to Button with a slither of HP. I'm going to try to channel maybe some sort of a cheeky frag, but yeah, right now, maybe a stim. Any stimmers in chat? Maybe? Possibly, Diana?
Any stimmers in chat? Can we get that stimmy check, please?
Stimmy check.
But is definitely in a bit of a dire situation. Yeah, I mean, they're playing passive. They know they don't need to peek. They're not going to feed any kills unnecessarily to Bud at all that they don't need to. They will spot her walking into the bottom of Garage, but nor Diana or Pi is going to be able to get that kill just yet. But the run out is going to prove to be fruitful, and Pi is going to be able to SMG 11 her way to another round in favor of Qwacked. And FA unfortunately couldn't make it happen, but I mean, they're still in it. They're still in it with a chance. There is always that silver lining, and Fallen Angels are definitely going to be looking to try and find that cloud right now.
Well, Gym Bedroom, site that is usually considered to be a tertiary, will be making a return here for ourselves and for the two teams. Curiously enough, we are going to be seeing a Flores, no decision to bring in a Zafir or anything, and lead to actually 6-pick. Okay. Thermite onto Thermite, yes, okay. Very large brain. Gripsty, though.
Bamboozle.
Now, a bandit over onto a Rooney. Interesting one, just to say the very least, because theoretically, you are making things a whole lot difficult for the attackers to progress, albeit you do not deny the breach. So, from Qwacked, it is going to be more so just to deny, or rather slow down the push. But maybe with the Rooney gates, things might get a little bit saucier.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate prospect, really. There was such potential from FA. They were doing so well, and it's now come down to they can still do really well. It's just going to be they need to. Oh, that doesn't look good, but trust me, she's joking, guys. They're still trying. They're still trying. But story of my life. There's some good bans. It's good to see bans at least in all the chat. But Qwacked are, I don't imagine, going to be trying to give any of these rounds away. They want to, I'd imagine, keep their flawless title. And right now it is relatively still flawless and largely untainted, but Fallen Angel do still have 4 very capable members to make a hole in the Qwacked defense here. They have that hard breach, they have some soft breach, they have that Retiro utility. So they do have the right tools for the job here. It's just going to be how they use them, really, coming into sort of the later parts of these rounds. TikTok will lose one of her normal drones and could possibly go for a Logi drop here, and the wall has actually already been opened by Leaks. So this is good time here for FA. Losing that drone, though, isn't going to be something they want to be doing. TikTok could be jumping down here. No, Retiro to come out, but we'll find time for Pi to equalise, though. So a 4v4 already for Fallen Angels, a minute 50. The wall open, however, though, is going to be a good start for them. They're going to have to start focusing on the bathroom now, though. With the drop in the Logi, it's going to be the next play in the bedroom.
Sure is. Full swing is about to commence really here. Crips T is the one in the bathroom, Dan in the gym, and right now in a 4v4, funnily enough, it might just be a chance for the swings to happen in favor of Fallen Angels, but it's still very much chaotic here, and AJ right under the window, awaiting for the prey to jump in. Oh my lord, that is going to be a bloodbath. Oh, hello. Oh,
She's playing with it. Ticked off will die to Diana, though, from inside of Jim. So a long angle here is going to be beneficial for the Frost. The second kill to come out as well, but the refrag to be traded out by Az inside of sight. We'll be able to confirm in a down on a Crips T as well, the 45 mu sock. It's a hard-hitting pistol, to say the least. A lot of damage dealt, and ultimately downed on the floor. Crips T is not going to be able to do much in her current situation, but Az and Butt, make that just Butt, are going to have to try and get into this and win this 1v2. She does have the gun to do so. The Type 89 is definitely a good rifle for this situation. Some damage dealt to Mont. We'll be able to retrieve the diffuser and make her way towards Jim. With Crips T not having bled out just yet, she can still live drone for sound for her team, as well as obviously this bulletproof camera. Still going to be providing information for the defenders, but with only 20 seconds left and the prone on the floor, Qwacked are going to walk away with another round that looked really good for FA, but they ultimately couldn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, I would imagine that also the factor of possibly if there was a fifth person in the camp of Fallen Angels for this matchup, that things would have been a little bit more different, but a bit unfortunate for what happened to Fallen. And well, we are here at 3-6 scoreline. Pretty much Qwacked are looking at repeating the similar scoreline of what they've achieved back at Oregon. And curious enough, look, Church and Arsenal Room is being brought on board here for our defense of Qwacked. Mute, Castle, Vigil, Legion, and Amosi looks like just about a similar kind of lineup from what we've seen from Fallen, albeit, or rather, sorry, from the previous iterations of the defense.
We've seen Qwacked pull out pretty much the exact same lineup from when they first played downstairs on that initial sort of bottom four round. They are going to be busting out that SSG strat again. They want to be keeping Fallen Angels on their toes, but I'd imagine this is just default for them at this point. This is the strategy I'd imagine they run most of the time. I've seen Qwacked obviously pull out a lot of these SSG styles on multiple maps. We've seen them pull out these types of strategies on Oregon. We've seen them sort of use them on Clubhouse. So it is definitely a style of play that Qwacked are relatively comfortable with, and it's something that they may even enjoy doing to some degree, because SSGs are very, very intricate holds. But they are picked apart quite easily by one tragic flaw, and that is ultimately a rush play, which we could see FA bust out the box here, but given the fact that 30 seconds already passed, we haven't seen anyone get a little bit sort of close to inside the building just yet. I don't think that is going to be what we're seeing from FA right now, but maybe slow and steady is how they are going to win this race, and you never know. But will lose her drone in the run out from Pi.
Okay.
Oh no, how does that happen? It's all falling apart. The second inside of Freezer as well. Pi gets another one onto TikTok. This round is pretty much, statistically speaking, a write-off for FA, but a 2v5 is not completely impossible. They do still have an Ash, they do still have a Thermite, so they have the right utility, but I don't know if they have the ability to make it work in this situation, especially going up against Qwacked.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Oh man.
Don't do it.
Oh man.
No.
Oh man. Oh no.
What a way to go.
What a play. What a way to finish it off. Technically an ace for Time for Pi. Technically a 4K to wrap it all up. Unlucky Fallen, indeed. Yeah, look, very much unfortunate for what happened there, but regardless of that, GG, well played, and that's the match, really. That's it, and that's the final matchup of the regular season as well.
That